swagger, leave it cleaner. And if it ain't business, love, what's the meaning? I'm dangerous like Harley when I'm coming to the function. Hard like Judy, I bring the doom to your dungeon. MVP, you get this hurt and this business. Get this work, I'm the director.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your Howse, starring Hollywood House. This is the People's Podcast. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boy Con, ready to get at work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. That is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's all right. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. And ooh-wee, guys, it is time to look at the clock. I'm checking the time because the last time that I checked, In Your Howse was the hottest professional wrestling podcast in the Midwest, because we hit them with that work round the clock. You guys already know what it is, and you guys already know who I am, and that is the director, Hollywood House, ready to hit you with another jam-packed and exciting episode of the podcast that you love to love. And hey, that is In Your Howse. And yo, it's time to talk a little wrestling with a hip-hop feel, hitting you with those LA vibes. We're back. We're going to give it to you, Jack. We're going to give it to you in your house. And like I said, we are back and we're ready to give you that work, because we got to do this. I mean, you guys have made us a 5-star internationally listened to podcast on Apple Podcasts. It ain't no 4.5. It ain't no 4, no 3, no none of that. It's 5, all right? It's 5. Y'all put 5 on it, so we gonna give y'all that work right here at In Your Howse. And you guys already know the vibes. It's another week. You know, I'm putting in that work, getting back to where I need to be. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you guys listen to the other episodes, which of course you guys did because you're part of the household and you guys listen to every episode, you guys know that Hollywood was down a little bit, got hit with the COVID-19. But you know what? I'm back and better than ever. You know, the Lord has granted me another day on this planet, and I'm about to make it every last one of y'all's problem. So here we are once again. You guys already know what it is. But even though we're ready to have a great episode, and we got a lot of great content lined up for you for another exciting episode, I can't do all this stuff on my own, y'all. It's just, I can't. It's heavy. I know I've done it before. It wouldn't be the first time I ever did a solo episode, but I'd rather have somebody that is just as passionate about professional wrestling as I am, and I do, and my co-host. He curates a whole lot of content here at In Your Howse, and that is the marvelous Mr. Bell. How's it going this week, bro?
Oh, hey, what up, Con? What up? I am so happy to be here. So happy that you rang the bell, if you get my drift there. And I am back. We're always better than ever because we are always improving.
Always better than the last time.
Always better than the last time. Never giving the same thing twice. This is In Your Howse with the marvelous Mr. Bell and the director, Alicon House. Excited to be here today. We got a lot to talk about.
Absolutely, man. It's a heavy week, and it's a really, I mean, honestly, there's so much to unpack. I mean, I was sitting over there. We were talking in the group chat last night, me, you, and Juice, and you know, I was just thinking, man, I'm getting kind of fired up for this episode of In Your Howse because there's just so much shit to talk about. It's almost got to a point where I'm like, man, where do we start? But we always find a place to start, and we always give them that work and what I feel like is a semi-organized manner, bro.
Yeah, always. Look, I think, I know my job pretty well. My job is to curate content for In Your House, for the In Your House podcast, for the household themselves. And some weeks are harder than others. This week was not, right? Because we got a whole lot to talk about, easily to talk about. First things first, man, I think we are doing ourselves a disservice if we just don't talk about him. We got to talk about Cody and just everything that surrounded what he did this weekend, why that was so important, what that meant for our world of wrestling, and then where do they go forward from that?
That's a good question, man. Of course we had to start with Cody. I mean, what he did, the match that he had at Hell in a Cell was just unprecedented in a way that when I knew that he was hurt. Like, they were reporting it that past weekend, but we didn't know how hurt he was until he took that jacket off, bro. And when I saw that purple and blue and everything in between, I was like, oh no, this man is hurt. Oh no, this man should not be wrestling in a match. Oh no, a whole lot of oh no's, Bell.
Yeah, I mean, you see that, and it's a hard visual to see. I know my first reaction was, this is going to be hard to watch. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
This might be a train wreck, but, with train wrecks, you can't look away.
True.
So,
True.
Yeah. Had to watch this and just had to watch everything that, that was put on. And and I don't know about you, but I was so impressed with first Cody, but also I want to give props that not a lot of people have been giving out to Seth Rollins, which for one, how safe of a worker he, is now, compared to, the days of Cena and Sting and things like that. Just shout out Seth Rollins and the fact that one, he made a feud between Cody that went, probably 2 months too long. He made it intriguing the entire time. Yeah. And then he also did everything he could to make sure Cody was okay in that ring on Sunday. And just, I don't think enough has been spoken about Seth, but man, Seth.
I agree. There was so many, this could go wrong, that came into my mind, considering the fact that his was it his bicep?
Torn pectoral.
Torn pectoral.
Your whole titty's off, bro.
It's all off. The whole thing off, bro. Yeah. So he probably don't got a whole lot of movement in his arms, right?
Yeah.
So and the one arm he can't move around like that.
Yeah. And as you can see from that match, he was doing a whole lot of selling of the arm, but there was not a whole lot of selling that he had to do because there was not a whole lot of range of motion he has.
Exactly.
They said that he tore his pectoral clean off the bone, in reports. So, and then he had surgery. He had a successful surgery as of yesterday.
Good.
From the last reports that I'm hearing. So, we're looking at probably about 3 to 4 month time frame on Cody coming back.
Seeing it sucks, man.
Yeah,
I know he's got to get right, but they was really putting him in a good situation to be pushed as a top babyface, man.
Oh well, he's still there. He didn't lose any. He didn't lose any steam. I don't think.
I don't think he's going to. I think when he comes back, it's going to be huge.
I never want to see someone hurt themselves by any or push themselves into something that they shouldn't be doing. Hopefully Cody didn't do any extra damage by wrestling at Hell in a Cell, but just giving him credit for pushing himself in that when he did not have to in the first place.
True.
I think that he's going to keep all the momentum in the world. He is still, he still is a red hot baby face right now.
Oh, yeah.
I think will continue to be that just red hot white meat baby face. So.
If anything, this time off could make people miss Cody even more. And then when he comes back, he's going to be even bigger.
What they say about sometimes distance makes the heart grow fonder or something like
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I totally agree with that. So to touch on a little bit what you were talking about earlier, a report that I read said that this was Cody's decision to have the match, and
Yes.
and after consulting a doctor, and he asked the doctor, can I injure it any more than it's already injured? They said no, it's already off. It's off.
Yeah.
You cannot, like, if because he thought, I guess his mindset is he wouldn't do the match if it would further injure him, but if it didn't further injure him, which from what the doctor said it didn't, he would go ahead and perform the match. But factor that in to a fact that it's a Hell in a Cell match, which historically is one of their more physical matches in WWE history.
Yeah.
So you got to put that into account too. So yes, hats off to Cody, man, for being a trooper and really showing that passion, and even more hats off to Seth for taking care of him in that way, because there was times where he was shoving the kendo stick into that pectoral area, into that area.
Yeah.
But he was I can tell you what he did was he probably placed it there as gently as he could, and then just started twisting to try to take care of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It takes
targeted.
a touch. It takes a touch.
Yeah. Seth absolutely targeted that area during Sunday's Hell in a Cell match. You could see it. It was a targeted area. But that's what I was saying earlier, that let's just attest to the work that Seth Rollins put in
Man,
on Sunday. Shout out
man.
Cody. Shout out Cody. But man, the work that Seth Rollins put in not only Sunday, but then also to what the work that he did on Monday night.
Yep.
To even further the attack or further the feud as it would go on, write Cody off TV. It was almost heartbreaking to see Cody get taken out that way. But man, shout out to the work that Seth Rollins is doing. He's, I can't say that enough. Just cannot say that enough.
Seth's one of the best out right now, bro. Like, if you're like, I get it. There's a lot Bell wrestling fans out there that are still hurt by WWE, that are still hurt by the fact that they got years of shitty content, and that's why they ran to AEW, and that they love AEW so much, and that's fine. But if you ain't gonna sit up here and tell me that Seth Rollins ain't one of the best out in the world right now, you're not gonna be able to convince me, bro. I don't care how much you hate WWE. You can't convince me.
He is A1. He's been A1 since day one. He's been my guy. I know guys like President Jeremy Hadley follow him too.
Oh yeah.
So I know that Seth has a region, just a massive collection of followers. He's not missing out or missing for nobody.
Yeah.
But just like, yeah.
He's epic, bro. Everything that he's doing is epic. So
yeah,
we got Cody Rhodes. Cody's out on the shelf. We know that's coming. It stinks. It's rough to see. But when he comes back, I mean, I just feel like he's gonna straight up pick up right where he left off. And man, there's so much to talk about that's going on in the world of professional wrestling. I mean, we're still here talking about WWE, and is great, and can, the continuity that we've seen with the Cody and the Seth Rollins feud. There were some things that happened on Monday night that people felt was not intuitive to what was going on in WWE. That didn't make sense. That felt like, oh, I saw this happening. These guys have been working together for a very short period of time, and already, boom, breakneck turn, and we'll just talk about it, because if you've heard me talk about it and you pay attention to any wrestling, you know what I'm talking about, and that's the Judgment Day. Big things going on in the Judgment Day, where, hey, we saw them pick up a huge victory on Sunday at Hell in a Cell. They picked it up, and then the next night they're talking about introducing a new member. My mindset was, because some rumors that it had been Ciampa. I was thinking, all right, so they're gonna go ahead and bring Ciampa in. and it wasn't Ciampa. It ended up being Finn Balor. And this is awesome. Finn Balor in the Judgment Day. Great move. I'm down with it. The thing that had people talking and split down the middle, and I definitely want to talk about this, is the fact that Finn Balor gets introduced into the Judgment Day with Damian Priest, with Rhea Ripley, and then almost immediately turn on the leader Edge. So that's something that's got people split down the middle on how they're feeling about it. But I want to ask you, man, where were you when you were seeing that turn? And now that you've had a couple of days to kind of sit on what you saw and take in maybe some different looks, some views at it, how are you thinking about Finn Balor coming into the Judgment Day and then him, Rhea, and Damian Priest immediately kicking Edge out of the group?
So I'm not going to lie. I thought it was... I really did not want Judgment Day to overrun its its welcome in WWE.
Right.
Although I like the idea and I like the premise of it, it for me personally, it was quickly becoming a little stale. Mm-hmm. Just in the sense that Edge is, berating other cities' hockey teams and things like that, and that just doesn't seem like a very, dark lore, dark arts. That doesn't seem like that sort of feel. Like, it doesn't feel like if he's that person, he should be caring about, the fat asses in the front row's favorite hockey team. Mm-hmm. So I thought that there was a disconnect with this group from the get-go, but always willing to give it a chance. I'm not mad at this. More FaceTime for Finn as we see as he becomes a new leader of Judgment Day, quick turnaround leader. Mm-hmm. Not sure what that means for AJ or anything like that, but I do gotta say that this does initially scare me because I'm like, cool, another faction for Finn. I'm sure that they will do that perfectly.
I get you. I get you. Get it.
I hope you all can read sarcasm, can listen to sarcasm, can hear that, because I don't have faith in WWE for that with Finn. I don't have faith in them doing the right thing, knowing what to do, or anything like that. But man, I'm excited to see where this goes. Yeah. Because I think he is that guy. He can turn something into nothing. He can turn great things, make great things. We've seen this. We've seen this out of Finn. But he does not handle faction very well. He does not handle, being in a group, being the leader of the group very well in WWE sense.
Right.
Now, obviously, this is the founding member of the Bullet Club. We obviously know that, faction-wise, man, he's kind of the Don of Dons.
Yeah.
But that is not how he's been treated in this realm. So this is my initial concern.
I got you. No, that absolutely makes sense. And when I look at Finn Balor is somebody, Bell, who I've always been a fan of. I've always loved the Prince. Prince Devitt, love it. Always since back when he was, in New Japan with all the awesome body paint, loved it. But what has happened here is that WWE has taken him in, and they gave him this great NXT persona, which is the NXT incarnation of Finn Balor. The first one was great because we got a chance to see the Demon, and the Demon was meaningful because when he brought the Demon out, it means that this was it. This was the omega to whatever this feud is, and you're not gonna beat the Demon. That's about.
The Demon is his Megazord. It's like it's his final boss battle.
Final formation.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, yeah. We know shit's about to get deep if he has to bring out Demon. Yep.
And then he ran into Brock Lesnar. Demon ran into Brock Lesnar, and that's it.
Well, to be fair, the Brock Lesnar never officially saw the Demon. he saw Finn Balor version of Finn Balor.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. So
Oh,
to be
I
fair,
remember, because now that I'm thinking about it, I was thinking to myself, why didn't you bring out the Demon in this?
Well,
you going up
yeah,
against Brock Lesnar? Why didn't you bring out the Demon?
because if had you brought out the Demon, then it kind of should have forced WWE's hand. But
Yeah.
we both know that would have been that. You remember what they did to the Fiend?
Oh yeah,
in Hell in a Cell with that guy I was praising earlier, Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
it would have been much of the same with the Demon.
Yeah.
Can't see a demon lose. Should not see a demon lose.
It's just tough, man. It's just tough. And now, even though he had, like, once again, we talk about the blunders that they've had with Finn, but we also can't forget that he's one of the most decorated NXT champions in WWE history. Also, he's the first ever Universal champion. He's got that under his belt. Nobody can ever say that he's not that, because he is, no matter how long the title reign was, which was very short. So my point is, they're trying with him. They keep trying to make Balor work, because when I see Balor, the way that they've presented him, it's cool looking Bullet Club guy that wrestles really good, but why do I care? Like this straight up. So maybe if he can embrace this Judgment Day thing and become this Dark Prince, if you catch where I'm going with that, become a Dark Prince and really lean into this type of character, this could not only give you a chance to see Balor back in the main event wrestling awesome matches, but also giving you a reason to care about who Balor is as a character and not just a competitor.
Well, hopefully that's the direction that they're going. I'm not gonna lie. So I heard through the toxic internet grapevine that that one reason why Edge is out and Finn is in with the Judgment Day is that WWE really, really wants to push a paranormal directive with the Judgment Day. Yeah. They want to give them, abilities and things like that. Allegedly that did not rub very well with Edge. He's not very much a fan for that. He doesn't want to, and the lights go off. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. And I kind of hope that that's not the case with this place, but we'll see. Only time will tell with WWE. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. But they've been around for a while, so it looks like they've been hitting a lot more than maybe we know sometimes.
Yeah, especially in their pockets, because that's the big thing. Everybody think WWE's losing money, and then they keep reporting record profits in their quarterly.
Record.
Wait a minute, I thought they was going under.
Yeah. You know where they're going? Straight to the bank.
Man, for real, and that's where they're staying, and that's that. I mean, and that's what that's what we're seeing here with this Judgment Day situation. I think this is a great opportunity for Finn to get back into a meaningful role and be somebody that people care about, because I think he's a great wrestler. I love Finn. I've said it earlier in the show, always been a fan of Finn, but lately I just haven't cared much. And also, Edge doesn't hurt anything from this. There's also another dirt sheet rumor going around that one of the other reasons they did this is because this is their snap reaction to the Cody injury, and they need another babyface to come in. I thought that initially.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that very quickly. I thought, oh man, all right, they need a new face. Edge is a face. He's probably definitely a better face in this iteration of Edge than he is a heel in this iteration of Edge. Keep him face, maybe have AJ be face. That kind of fills the void with Cody, because I have this theory about Cody, and because I personally think Cody is everything at the moment, and I see that it is bleeding into now two companies. The Cody effect. Now, I ain't gonna go too far into that, but later on y'all can tell me how correct I was about this Cody effect or not, because I think it's spot on.
I think so too. I know we've talked about it a little in the past, and that is something that we should dig into at some point in a future episode of In Your House. I think that's a really good idea.
I'm gonna curate a docu-series about it, to be honest.
Hey, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So
that
like,
would be cool.
We'll deep dive explore what makes Cody the effect that he is.
Absolutely.
Like what makes people gravitate to him.
I like that.
It's kind of interesting.
Definitely, I definitely like that. So we were just talking about everything that's going on with the Judgment Day, Edge moving over to the babyface side of things, going back to his original entrance and gear, I'm sure. But that's not all that WWE did when they pressed the panic button to switch over and bring Edge over to the babyface side of things. No, in a couple of weeks, we're gonna be hearing here pretty soon because John Cena is returning to Monday Night Raw.
Yes, the man that you can't see will be live and in living color in front of your faces. Wait, is that? Yeah, it doesn't have to make sense. No worries. Yes, it's super excited to see some John Cena on some WWE.
I'll be happy to see Cena.
Always excited for that.
Man, the thing about Cena is that, yeah, a lot of people, and trust me, I was in there. I was in the trenches with those people. The anti-Cena people, man. All through the years where he was getting heavily pushed and everybody was ready to see something different, and it was an ugly, ugly time in WWE, and it wasn't his fault now that I look back at it. But
it's not his fault.
It wasn't. It was just an ugly, ugly time. And all the talent that they have now really takes me back to thinking of like 2009, 10, 11. I'm like, geez, they really did not have any stars. Like, they were very much struggling in building stars in those years. And now there's so much more things going on.
You can only run John Cena and Randy Orton so many times without people just vomiting and being like,
right.
Go away.
Right.
Like, that was your best of the best, what you had, and
yep.
They could not run that back that many times.
Yeah, it was a lot. But in retrospect, I appreciate the hell out of Cena, and I'm gonna be super happy to see him back. I don't know if you saw what he did for that kid over in the Netherlands.
No.
Yeah. So there's this kid with Down syndrome. His name's Misha, and him and his family fled the war from Ukraine. So they're in the Netherlands now, and this young man is a huge John Cena fan, and his like wall to wall in his room was a bunch of pictures of John Cena, and his room and his whole house got blown up in a bombing.
Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah. So Cena being Cena, bro, heard this and he flew out to the Netherlands to go see this kid. And he gifted Misha a WWE championship belt and spent some time with him. And man, it was just a hell of a story. And John Cena just once again being the fucking stand-up guy that John Cena is. Man, that dude is solid as a rock.
Oh wow, that is a great story. And now, look, I had to find out for myself, so I'm checking out a little bit of this myself.
Yeah,
man, just. Who can hate on John Cena?
Man,
if you can hate on John Cena, you don't have a soul.
Man, dude is super solid, bro.
Cultureless. Look, the world needs more John Cenas.
For real. He's solid, bro. Like, I cannot hate that man. Like, if anything, I just want to sit in the same room and kick it with this man, because I bet he be vibing, bro.
You know he does. Plus, you know. John Cena is a follower of the curator, right? So, like, you know he gets a little influence from the curator and then the director and things like that. So, you already know.
Yes, man. Gonna be happy to see John back, man. I don't know what he's gonna be doing, but whatever it is, I'm gonna be sure to follow it because I mess with John Cena heavy. I don't care what nobody say. That's real talk. Man,
Yeah.
A lot of things going on within the realm of professional wrestling, man. We still got AEW to talk about. A lot to unpack from last night's AEW, as a matter of fact. And man, one thing that we really definitely got to talk about is, so now we can talk about this. We already saw CM Punk. He won the AEW championship from Hangman Page, but following that, we saw, and this was on Rampage, he had to relinquish the championship. Well, not exactly relinquish the championship.
He did not relinquish the title.
Right,
he did
right.
not.
Did not relinquish the championship, but now we're going to be looking for an interim champion. And there was a lot of confusion around how they were doing the interim crowning of the championship. A lot of people saying things like, well, why isn't Wardlow the one? Why is Moxley the one whoever in this battle royal has to face? And then they're going to be facing somebody from New Japan for the title to do that. So just a lot of moving parts. And it almost felt like it was a snap reaction to the situation, because there are a lot of fans confused. And I'm going to say this, and then we're going to get to talking about the situation, and then we'll dig into Dynamite. But Tony Khan can't be sitting over here arguing with randoms on Twitter over his product. For God's sake, I don't understand why he feels the need to do that. I love his product, AEW. I'm having fun and enjoying watching it, but I don't understand why he feels like he has to hop in these comments and talk to these people.
Yeah, I'm not, honestly, I don't pay attention to what Tony Khan says. Look, if you know, I really wanted to know what never mind. Before I say something that's going to get myself in trouble, let me not say that. I don't usually pay attention to what Tony Khan says, to be honest, because I think he's just a fan of all fans. The only difference between he and I is that he has more money.
Right.
Way more money to play with, as many toys as he wants to. As the owner operator of AEW, as well as several other things, he should probably stay off Twitter for certain, but no one's going to stop him. He's a grown-ass man. He's going to say what he wants, and he's always going to defend his product. I thought that this was a weird snap reaction to all right, how do we book us out of this problem? Here we are. We have we have CM Punk who is now injured. We don't want to have him relinquish the title, so we will we will create an interim title, right? There's so much to unpack here, right? Because first of all, we don't know what the extent of CM Punk's injury is still. Right. The reports even still have been that it was a lower leg injury, a lower extremity injury, that he had successful surgery. I believe he had successful surgery either Tuesday or yesterday. Mm-hmm. Could be wrong with the time frame, but they're staying super close to the chest with that, because I assume it's so that you don't leak any potential time frames for his return. Right. What the case may have you with that, but as far as this tournament goes to crown a new interim champion, it was very, very convoluted. Moxley got a pass, which kind of, gave us casual, non-casual wrestling fans okay, Moxley's going to win that belt, huh? Or Moxley's going to win this match, huh? Yep. And it wasn't fully explained that on the New Japan side that they're having a match between Tanahashi and Goto, I believe. The winner of that will go to Forbidden Door to face John Moxley. But they threw a lot of things in a hat to say, hey, let's have Moxley. I don't get it. If you're like you and I, most of the wrestling world probably doesn't understand why Wardlow's not having that opportunity. If you watched AEW last night, you probably get the feeling that Wardlow doesn't understand what interim champion or a world championship shot title means, because he just wants to go for the TNT title, which, or more power to him. More power to him. Just go get your belt, I guess.
Hey, the man makes the title, bro. The man makes the title.
Yeah, Wardlow came on live TV though and said, "Hey, I want to go after CM Punk because when he's the champ, instead of it, so I'm not putting myself in this title or this tournament picture."
To be part of Forbidden Door, which is going to be a huge event because it's a cross event.
If he won the interim title, he would also get an opportunity at CM Punk. It was very, very, very convoluted. Very, very, like whoever helped Wardlow out with his promo last night. Y'all need to help him more. I think a guy like that really needs to be scripted. He had no idea what he was coming out there to say, and he needs work. I think he benefit from acting classes, bro. Well, absolutely.
I like Wardlow. Wardlow is the future of that company, but you got to put him in that position to be able to hold his own on the mic. And now he doesn't have that safety net of MJF anymore. He's out there on his own now.
Yeah, he's swimming on his own. Hopefully he's picked up a paddle. Hopefully he's picked up something to help him. Stay
I want Wardlow to work. I want Wardlow to work.
I want the absolute best for him as well. I want him to work too. What I saw last night, that's not going to work if it's continued. It's going to get really old really quickly, and he's going to look like a dumbass.
Yeah.
To be frank.
I mean, we've seen it before. Big guy, big baby face. I remember Roman Reigns talking about suffering succotash. Like you gotta make sure that your big badass looking guy isn't talking too much. Exactly.
Yeah. You definitely
have him say meaningful things,
and they're saying the correct things. Yeah, that meaningful spot for sure.
Yep, that's my mindset on how you should present Wardlow. Because look at even Dave Bautista. Dave Bautista was protected for a long time until he started acting, and then he was able to, go out and swim on his own, and he did.
Right.
Batista had a hell of a career for himself, and spawned that into a career in acting that's pretty solid. So it's just all about putting him in that right position. But I still have high hopes for the career of Wardlow. And once again, like I just said, the man makes the title. So once again, it's a little weird that he doesn't want to go for the world title. But if he's going to be the TNT champion, it's like I said before. I think we had this conversation before when we brought up Wardlow. Can't be fumbling that title every now and again and getting it. Having it 3 or 4 times within a 2 or 3 month span, you got to have a long title reign if you want to make that TNT championship mean something, because right now it's not a championship that means something, which is a great segue leading into the next thing that I want to talk about, and that's the fact that another title was introduced into AEW on top of the already TNT championship. Then you have the FTW championship, the TBS championship, the men's and women's world championship, the tag team championship, every single Ring of Honor championship, and the Owen Hart Invitational belt.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a lot of titles, and although I absolutely love the concept of this All-Atlantic championship title match, and the belt looks gorgeous. It's a good-looking belt. And we talked about this a little bit in the group chat last night, and you got to hop in those comments and see what people are talking about. Biggest thing that I hear people talking about, and I actually do agree with this one, is probably would have been a bigger hit if it was a trios title. And this title is could be cool and it could be prestigious if they present it properly, but that roster's getting big, and the trios championship would have been nice.
Yeah, I agree. I was super sad when it was not a trios title. I don't know what an all-Atlantic champion is. I'm not really sure if AEW logistics knows or understands that Japan and who else is on there? Well, Japan of all places is not in the Atlantic Ocean. I hope they understand that. I I did not totally understand this belt. I don't see the need for it. Yeah, give me an international title, give me an all international championship, give me an all like whatever. That's cool. I don't understand the Atlantic part. I don't think I'm nitpicking when I say that, because I think that a lot of people out there are like, well, what is an all Atlantic champion?
Just give us the trios titles. You got all those stables, for God's sake.
Yeah. You know what? So does this mean that we get an all Pacific champion later on? Is that the women's version? How
guess.
does this, Con? I got questions. I got questions, and I need to know certain things about this belt, because it's kind of confusing. I don't understand. I just won a trios title, which
Yeah.
I get. Tony's waiting on Kenny. Not a good time to open up a trios title, because Kenny's injured, Adam Cole's injured, CM Punk's injured. Hey, AEW has a lot of people injured that they put a lot of money into. Man, I wonder if that's a problem. It'll be fine.
It'll work itself out.
Yeah.
Tony Khan is like that one picture of, I can't remember, it's like a comic strip or something, but it's a dog in a room of fire saying everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. The house is on fire. Everything's fine.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So we got another championship, and we actually had a banger of an opening match for their tournament that they're having, which is going to lead to a fatal 4-way that concludes at Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door really turned out to be a really great event.
It's definitely going to be a pay-per-view that is going to be must watch.
Yeah.
Maybe we might have to do a watch along or something along those lines with that.
We're gonna have to figure something out, because that's I'm pulling the trigger on this one, bro. Like, as far I'm already budgeting in this show, because I'm getting it, because it's gonna be a good one. And we saw the opening to this All Atlantic tournament with Murphy of the House of Black going up against Pac of the Death Triangle, and man, this match was smooth, bro. Smooth.
That was probably the match of the night as far as
Yeah.
AEW goes last night. That match was hard hitting. It was aggressive. Plus, I mean, I just want to see more Pac on TV. I think that's just always a great thing.
Oh yeah. I'm enjoying the product that they're putting out there, wrestling wise, in terms of putting out somebody like, and hell, we saw Murphy putting on bangers and on WWE on a random Friday night. Like,
oh yeah,
like there was definitely times when I was watching SmackDown, like last year, I think it was, and I think around that time, or maybe it was a little bit further back than that. Maybe it was 2020, but he was Seth's disciple, and he was just putting out bangers of matches. Murphy was, so like, you get Pac with Murphy and just let them go, let them just have a banger, like, yes, please. And that's exactly what we saw in this match. You know what I'm saying? It was a joy.
Absolutely, and give me more of those. Give me more of that all the time. I thought that was great. If we're talking AEW as a whole, though, man, I don't know about you, but it felt AEW felt all over the place yesterday.
Kind of chaotic energy.
Well, as much as I love the chaos, but I mean, I more so love to curate it myself. But that's not here nor there. But like, as much as I love the chaos, we opened up with a very, very chaotic battle royal for that aforementioned interim AEW World Championship title scene, and then shortly after, we got the news of this the All Atlantic belt, and then we got this match to precede it, and a lot went on in AEW last night. Some good, some questionable, some really bad,
but a lot went on.
But a lot went on.
Man, I'll say this. I know that it was an odd snap reaction to have the battle royal and to ultimately lead up to what the plan was, I believe, the entire time, and that's Moxley going on and facing whoever it may be for the AEW championship. But I will say this about that opening battle royal. It really showed me how over Wheeler Yuta really is, because I was like, man, I now I want to see him win. Like, I wanted to see him win it last night, and I like Kyle O'Reilly, but I just felt like putting Yuta in that spot was the right move because he was over in that battle royal.
So sad when Yuta got eliminated. So sad. Oh, man. Yuta is over. I don't think it's his time yet, though. I really don't.
I thought it would have at least led him to a loss against Moxley.
Yeah, and you know what? I was okay with that because
I would have been okay with that.
My personal horse in that race, I was really, really rooting for Hobbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he had a fantastic
Good
match.
showing. Yeah.
Fantastic showing through that battle royal.
Yep.
Which also, Hobbs ain't missing here lately. If you saw him in the trios tag match at the pay-per-view last, just absolutely killing it, and he's on top of his stuff. Just I need more Ricky Starks and Hobbs, to be honest. But yeah, I gotta tell you, I wasn't super excited when Kyle O'Reilly won the battle royal, but
I wasn't either.
Man, did he and Mox have a brutal match?
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
It was something to behold too. Like, absolutely, I thought that was a fight, and I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that too, man. I will say this as well, that one of the things that I liked is, of course, we already know Hangman Page, not the AEW World Heavyweight Champion anymore. He came out, he had a match against David Finlay, won his match, but the main thing that is being talked about coming out of that match is the fact that Hangman Page is still looking to get some gold in professional wrestling, but he's not.
You see, he's going back to bad habits. They're just bad and old habits. With that, drinking during a match, having a drink after the match, and things like that. So I don't know if this is going to lead of another crisis of conscience for Adam Cole this time, Adam Page. This time may be different than last time because he doesn't. Maybe what if he doesn't have the friends and family of the Dark Order to help him out, pull him out of the slump that he may go into, or if he even goes into a slump.
Yeah. But what he is wanting is he's wanting some gold. As he said, he wants a shot at the IWGP World Championship, and that's Okada, man.
Yeah.
Listen. You got that, and then you gonna have that AEW World Heavyweight Championship match, and then whatever you add on to that, like those two matches right there are selling points right there for Forbidden Door. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to a cross-promotional show with New Japan. I have one show, and that was in Columbus, Ohio. And let me tell you, all those shows feel special. So that's why I'm especially excited for Forbidden Door, because this show is going to be insane, and I'm definitely excited to not only watch it but also cover it here at In Your House.
Yeah, I'm absolutely excited for Forbidden Door. I know we're gonna have some great matches. Probably gonna have Moxley and Tanahashi go ace. Yeah. The thought of having Hangman Page and Okada is absolutely mind blowing.
That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good match. I'm excited.
But as Adam Cole during the broadcast alluded to, we don't even know if it will be Okada, because Jay White Switchblade has a match with Okada for that title coming up. So.
Yep.
so many questions, so many things that can happen, switch, change, and we know those things can happen because AEW just went through that with what we talked about with CM Punk's injury and the interim title and things like that. That's why we're here.
Yes, yes. And man, we're talking about this representation here, man. We're talking about this New Japan Pro Wrestling representation and what it's meaning coming up here for Forbidden Door. And that leads me to the next thing I want to talk about here is we have Trent Beretta. He's in the mic, or he's in the ring. He's got a mic, and he's basically calling out FTR.
Yeah.
FTR's talking about they can give him a shot, whenever they want, because FTR is one of the best tag teams in the world right now.
They are.
So if somebody wants some smoke, if Roppongi Vice wants some smoke, they're more than happy to give it out. You know what I'm saying? So we're ready to see it. We're ready to talk about it. Harwood's like, if your partner's in Japan, the problem is, you shouldn't, that the guys that you should be getting upset with wasn't them. But then as all that stuff happened, we got a debut. We got Will Ospreay pulling up to AEW, making his AEW debut and cleaning house with the United Empire, man. That was a big moment, and now it's got to make you wonder what is going to be the setup for what Will Ospreay does at Forbidden Door, because he's going to be there.
Yeah. Look, I'm not trying to be that guy, Con. I'm not trying to be that guy, right? But like, were you happy, shocked about seeing Will Ospreay? Did you think that the like just random people knew who Will Ospreay was? Like,
no, I don't think everybody. I don't think everybody knows who Will Ospreay is. I don't. I don't.
Do you understand like how sad that is? Because the talent level of Will Ospreay, the leader of the Empire, the things that Will Ospreay can do should have been hyped up way more than him just appearing on a random Wednesday night. But it's okay. It's okay. I don't know anything about wrestling. I don't know. I'm not Tony Khan. He can do whatever he wants with his toys. He can show everybody and share them. He doesn't have to. It's okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. We saw the debut of Will Ospreay, right?
Yeah.
And as they beat down on FTR and Trent Beretta. Man, this is super interesting, especially heading up towards, ahead of Forbidden Door. Just the amount of just interactions that we're able to have through this is going to be great. I just hope, I hope one day, I really hope one day AEW learns how to properly, build some hype around a debut, instead of just instantly blowing their load. But whatever. Yeah.
I think it's almost kind of a catch-22 for them, because I think that what they're banking on is their live crowd. Because let's face it, if you're a lot of these AEW fans are AEW fans because they saw a lot of these guys in New Japan, so they have an idea what New Japan is.
Yes.
So the live crowd reaction is maybe what they're going for. But as far as people watching on TV that are just now watching AEW, that don't know any of these guys, yes, the presentation is definitely left to be desired. And as somebody who is more focused towards the bigger picture, because me and you are the same in that way. Like, I think it's important for a lot of these shows to, of course, pop and impress their crowd that's right there coming and paying tickets to go see them. But then that's a whole different, it's a whole different animal when you also have to factor in people that are watching around the world, and you can't just assume that people know who these guys are, because if anybody's randomly watching AEW, just flipping channels, they're looking for The Rock, they're looking for Hulk Hogan, they're looking for Ultimate Warrior. This is an exaggeration, guys. This is what some of these old wrestling fans think. They think some of these guys are still around. They're looking for The Undertaker, they're looking for Triple H, they're looking for Stone Cold Steve Austin. They're not looking for random 5'6" guy that paints his face half white and throws himself and launches himself into a tope suicida. They don't care.
Now, don't get me wrong. When they find that guy, they will enjoy the F out of him.
Yeah.
But that's not what they're looking for.
Yeah. They're looking for recognizable faces. This is what we're trying to get you guys to understand. We know, we know who Will Ospreay is, and we think that it's awesome that he debuted. But also on a bigger picture, it's like if I'm flipping channels and I see everybody freaking out over this random guy, I'm like, well, he looks like just any other guy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the things. That's one of the things that AEW has an issue with, I think, and that's guys that look larger than life. I know they're working towards trying to get some better guys. You got your Wardlow. Like, if I saw Wardlow in a freaking Kroger's, I'd be like, oh, that guy does something. You know what I'm saying? But if I saw Darby Allin without his face paint and wearing regular clothes in the gas station, I'm like, I probably saw him somewhere up the road before. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an aesthetic to wrestling. It 100% matters, no matter what people want to say. And it's awesome that you like your, this isn't my words. Of course, this is Kevin Nash's. But if you like your vanilla midgets, that's cool. But people look for more. And the sooner that you understand that, the sooner that you're going to stop raging so much over guys like Adam Cole and Finn Balor. They have to matter. If they don't matter, if they don't look a certain way, it all matters. It's not all about just, oh, I can do move A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, because that's not what the mainstream is looking at. I promise you.
Right. Look, I'm happy that we've seen members of the United Empire debut in AEW. Very, very happy to see that. We've finally seen the whole group as we see. I'm super happy to see them as a group. I'm just saying that there's better ways I think that there's better ways for AEW to do this, and that maybe we don't have such snap reactions to things. There needs to be a little bit better planning as far as how we present these things, because it's money left on the table.
It is. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. And you were just talking about planning, planning things better. Well, us here at In Your House, we got a really cool topic planned for you guys on the other side of our break. So we're going to go ahead. We're about to head to break. And we just had a real great conversation talking about all the things with WWE, some stuff with AEW. But Bell, you've been to quite a few shows yourself before, haven't you? Quite a few wrestling shows?
Yeah, I'd say that I've been to a good amount.
Yeah, for sure. So I want to discuss with you, and we also get the household involved too, the pros and cons, the do's and don'ts, the nuances of big wrestling events and going to big wrestling events versus smaller venues, and we're going to break that down and chat that up and get some different thoughts out there about different size venues and the intimacy of professional wrestling. But before we do that, we're going to take a break. We're going to pay some bills, Bill, because we got to do it, man. We got to get it done. We got to pay these bills.
I mean, it's like adulting, right? You got to pay your bills, right? So we got to pay some bills.
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And when we come back, we're going to engage in this conversation about different venues and intimacy within the realms of a professional wrestling event.
Hey
guys, it's your boy, the director, Con House of In Your House. And I'm here to let you know about a small business that produces beard products, and also supports small stage, independent, professional wrestling stars. It's called Ring Master Beard Company. Try one of their several scents, beard oils, balms, or mustache wax, and keep your beard looking and feeling sweet. Purchase your favorite wrestlers or personalities' personalized scent, and they receive a portion of each sale. And with that being said, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the Director in Alakan House Special. Your boy, a blend of eucalyptus, mint, and tea tree oil. Have your beard feeling fresh. Have your beard feeling smooth, just like your boy, the Director. Follow Ringmaster Beard Company on Twitter and Instagram at Ringmaster Beard, or on their Facebook page, and that is Ringmaster Beard Company. Check it out. Get your beard cream. Hit your beard with that. Because sometimes being a master in the ring means mastering your beard. Welcome back to In Your House, and of course I am your director, Hollywood House, sitting in with my co-host, that is the curator of content and of course chaos here at In Your House, and that's the marvelous Mr. Bell. And we just had a really great conversation talking about everything that's going on in the wrestling world today. We talked a little Cody, we talked a little AEW, we talked about Judgment Day. So much things to talk about, so much things to unpack, and we absolutely did that. Guys, I want to take a second to do what I do every single week, and that's my due diligence, and that's thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for making us a 5-star podcast on Apple Podcasts. It is truly appreciated. It takes you guys to come through and listen to everything that we're doing. You guys keep vibing with what we're doing, and we really truly appreciate it. Of course, I got to shout out our people, our household members over in India, our consistent fan base that come through and listen to us and listen to our opinions. You guys are just as strong as the United States as far as coming out and giving us those reviews, giving us those listens over in India, and we truly appreciate it. And we're always going to let you know that we appreciate y'all. Guys, if you want to hear another great perspective on what you're seeing here in professional wrestling by somebody that has a lot of knowledge about the business, I mean, vast amount of knowledge. The man has worked in WWE. He's worked in TNA, currently working for the NWA, and he just has so much different perspectives, whether it be being a superstar himself or being a commentator, being a promoter. He has all those insights, and that's NWA's own, the Pope Elijah Burke. That's right, the former NWA World Television Champion. Go check out his podcast, The Pope's Point of View, which is co-hosted by the Manager of Champions, as seen on NWA Empower, as seen on GCW and Effie's Big Gay Brunch. That is, of course, once again, the Manager of Champions, Pollo Del Mar, as Pollo and Pope come together in their own zany way and talk about professional wrestling. Pope's Point of View, check that out, as I also produce that show as well as this great show as well, and that's Saturdays at 9:05 a.m. The Pope's Point of View, go check that out. And just like this show right here, it's always going to be a movie. So we got exactly that for you guys here at In Your House. We got a really great topic because a lot of people who listen to In Your House here are avid goers of professional wrestling events. At whether they're performers, whether they're fans, whether they do anything in the professional wrestling business at any capacity, you've been to a show. I know I've been to many shows. I've been to WWE shows. I've been to AEW shows. I've been to NXT shows. I've been to Ring of Honor shows. I've been to Ring of Honor collaborative shows with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So many different shows that I've been to, even here locally. Some of our local shows, I've been to those as well. And I gotta tell you, there's definitely different vibes and different feels to these specific shows, man. So I know you, Bell, have been to many different shows as well, and I know I've been to a show, but I think my biggest show I've been to is possibly a SummerSlam. I
Okay.
went to
Okay.
SummerSlam 2008 in Indianapolis, and that was probably the biggest one right there. And let me tell you, there are benefits to big shows, but also there's a lot of benefits to small venue shows as well, man. And I've been to, once again, like I said, Ring of Honor, NXT shows, and there's just something about those smaller venues that really appeal to me so much more than a bigger venue. Now, I love going to those bigger shows, but something about those smaller venue shows, man, that intimacy that you have, the closer that you are to the wrestlers and everything, there's just something special about it, Bill.
Yeah. So, like you said, I've been to a number of different shows, whether it be small time indie shows to I my biggest live show that I've been to has probably been a random taping of SmackDown.
Okay.
But as far as that goes, yeah, I get the different aspects, the different feels of these different shows, how they are catered to different people. I mean, there's nothing like going to a stadium show with
Yeah.
all those people, all the buzz, all the electricity that you feel from just the unknown of what's going to happen around you. But a guy like me, I feel like that at a small show in a bingo hall as well too. So I'm just a little weird though. Okay, I'm a little weird, I get it. But like, I get that same kind of electricity buzz about, man, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder what these guys are going to tell me. What's the stories I'm going to see with this? How is this going to come across? And what, like, just all the unknown about what can come out of any show that you go to. So yeah,
Man, I got to tell you that I think a couple of the favorite shows that I've been to venue sizes. So I've been to a ballroom show, and ballroom shows are a really freaking cool aesthetic. That's awesome. But then I've also been to like brewery shows too, like shows at a brewery, and I thought that those were freaking awesome too.
I know just the different looks that I've seen in wrestling, just different companies that I've been a part of that give you different looks as far as how they come across things. Everything is different.
Yeah.
Everything can be perceived different. Look, not to toot my own horn, but here in a couple of weeks, man, I going to have the opportunity to do a show in a baseball stadium.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And I am so excited about that. So excited because it's just how will things be presented? How will things come across? How will I be able to interact with those in attendance and things like that? Those things are exciting to me.
Yeah, me too.
Especially in how it's how you go about crafting whatever's coming, or how the people crafted whatever they came up with. So
No, I definitely agree with that.
I think I'm more of a fan of, like, to answer your question, I think I'm more of a fan of that, a closer show that you see some people putting some passion into. Maybe there's not a whole lot of money backing it, but a lot of passion backing it, as far as how getting things done and getting things put out there.
I agree, man. See, and like I said earlier, I've been to some big shows, man. I've been to a couple of Survivor Series. I've been to a Money in the Bank. I've been to a SummerSlam. I've been to a Clash of Champions. I've been to all that fun stuff. And I got to tell you, I've been to some shows that it's like they're big shows, but it's like, why are the fans there? Like, there's some Monday Night Raws that I went to that I really wish I didn't deal with having to pay the parking fee and walk all the way through security and walk all the way to my seat and then deal with drunk guys sitting a row away from me or something like that has no clue what's going on in wrestling. He was just there to get drunk, and it wasn't even a good Monday Night Raw. You know what I'm saying? Like, the episode that you went to wasn't even good, and it's like, Jeez, I spent all that money just to go to a show that really wasn't even good. You
That's
know?
why. That's what I'm saying. I think, man, sometimes I'd rather let me go to this obscure thing
Yeah.
that's at this, maybe it's at somebody's house.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but maybe it's that, and let me go to this obscure thing. Let me see what they come up with.
Yeah.
Because it may entertain me more than what the people getting paid the big bucks are doing. So
Yeah, yeah, and there's definitely a lot of shows that I've went to where it's like you said, the budget might not have been there, it might have been a small venue show, but man, when you got some performers out there working their ass off, and it's only like 3 or 4 seating rows. And a barricade, and I'm specifically talking about like a Ring of Honor show that I've been to in Indianapolis, and it was great. And there
yeah,
was probably only like 3 or 4 seated rows, and then everything else was standing room.
I like that. I
But
already like that.
oh yeah, I like the idea of standing room, you know. But then like the wrestling is going so hard, like you can't ignore it. It's just an awesome time. And then the intermission is even lit too because as soon as they're done wrestling, they're just like walking around and shit. You know, like you have like the Young Bucks just walking around talking to people. You know, you have Adam Cole just walking around talking to people, Moose just walking around, Stevie Richards just walking around, Keith Lee at the time just walking around, you know, with Shane Taylor, like just sitting and chatting with people. I sat up there and got a chance to have a full conversation with Moose. I sat out there and got a chance to talk to the Young Bucks, you know, about our kids and stuff like that. This is real stuff. You know, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. I sat up there and, you know, shot the shit with them for like 10 minutes, you know, and it was just cool. You know, that's a vibe right there when you can sit up there. Hell, when we were able to get former In Your House guest and current United States champion Theory on the show. It was at an Evolve show in Indianapolis, and he was just sitting at his merch table, and I was like, "Hey, bro, I do this podcast, and you know, I really dug what you were doing, and you were awesome. Like, I was wondering if I can have you come on the show, and we, you know." And he was like, "Yeah, man, just find me on Instagram and IG me there." And you know what, bro? I DM'd him on IG like right after we left, and bro hit me right back. Bro hit me right back, and we set the time up, had the interview, and it was awesome. So, like, those smaller venue shows, especially when you do what we do, are amazing. Same thing with Ace Austin, the MLW. That's how I got Ace Austin, the X Division champion, newest member of the Bullet Club, on the show. Was at an MLW show and just shot the shit with him and asked him to come on the show, and he came through. So, like, those small venue shows are a vibe, bro. I really don't care what nobody say.
Well, so it all depends on what you were looking for.
Yeah,
are
for
you
sure.
really going there to be entertained, or are you really going there to be a part of their product, their story? Yeah. So many options in the world of wrestling, you know. But I think that's what we love this for, right? That's what I love this for. Because
we want to be close to the action. Like,
yes,
I don't want to be one of those guys that try to make it about me, but I have had a chance to kiss Cody Rhodes' Ring of Honor ring. You know what I'm saying? That was awesome. So, like, it's just stuff like that. Like, the fact that I can say I've had all these moments with people like Jay Lethal and Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks are all a part of the fan experience, and sometimes you really don't get that on those bigger venue shows. Are they awesome? Yes. And can you do the meet and greets? Yeah, but it's just not as intimate as on the smaller scale as when you want to go and meet Bianca Belair, and it's a long ass line, and you know, you maybe want to say, "Hey, you're awesome" or something or whatever, and you kind of got to hurry up and get that out, and it's not her fault. She got to get all these people in the line by this certain amount of time, and she got to tend to everybody. You know,
Right.
I will say that when my son met Seth Rollins, we were lucky because he was the very last one that Seth Rollins was meeting, like, in the line. And so my son got a chance to sit up there and talk to Seth for like a few minutes, and that was cool. you
Oh,
know.
nice.
So like it's just how you catch it, you know. It's where you're at the time with those bigger ones, but with those smaller ones, man, I gotta say it's been a joy to kind of like have those moments with these people that are now on the next level, you know.
Right.
So I think that's what you get in a smaller venue show. But there's definitely good things to bigger venue shows too. And it's like you said, it's the ambiance, the feel of being there, the feel of being in a stadium. There's pros and cons to both. And I want to throw it out there to anybody out there listening, to me and Bell having this conversation here about these shows and the size of the venue. What do you guys like? What are you guys, the household, like? Do you guys like the bigger venue shows? Yeah, we want to hear it. Do you guys like the bigger venue shows? Do you enjoy being in the stadiums and the arenas and whatnot? Or do you enjoy the ballrooms? Do you enjoy the bingo halls? Just say it for what it is. The National Guard armories. Do you enjoy, you know, do you enjoy the schools, the gymnasiums? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that either. You know, what do you enjoy? Hit us. Hit me, hit Bell. Let us know what you like. You like big shows? You like smaller, more intimate shows? Let us know. And we just want to know how you guys are feeling about these shows. We like to catch that vibe. What's your ambiance? What's your vibe? How are you feeling about these shows, man? And with that being said, man, there's a vibe we got to catch because we got to figure out what everybody is doing. We got the whole household productions thing going. We got the set, you know what I'm saying? And we got all these moving parts. It's been a little bit quiet on the Western Front here lately, but I know some things are coming up down the line, and in the woodworks the set is going to be knocking some things out and really making some big statements.
Yeah, you know, well, look, it's about to be the summer of the set. You see what I did there? What I did there? Look, all day. I got this. It's going to be the summer of the set. We have so many things coming up, whether it be Paragon traveling across the country, Sam doing right hand of God things as only the right hand of God could do, director, you know, just out there directing it all, or what about Mickey Midas? Where's he at? What's he going to be doing? What's he going to be flying into? Like, you know, I'm always curating. Always
curating.
Something.
Always be curating.
Yes. So there's so much to do this summer. Look, I want to start this off with, I know Sam and Paragon will both be at New Era Wrestling.
Yes.
Coming up, that's June 18th. That the Heat Wave event that they have, will be the Heat Wave event. We'll have Sam versus President Jeremy Hadley.
Doggone president.
Look, if that doesn't get you in the door, you have zero soul. Like, that should get you in the door alone. Look, I know, I know you have some things to say about President Hadley and the things that he's been, his campaign has been putting out there. You know, his publicist, you know, his meme guy. Yo, he's doing you a little dirty out there.
Listen, I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to say this on behalf of the prize fighter and on behalf of the set. Jeremy Hadley, Mr. President yourself. Hollywood knows all about your meme game. It's strong, all right? We all know your meme game is strong, all right, Jack? But what you want to do is be careful because Hollywood knows some things about you, Mr. President. I know all about the money laundering into your campaign.
Oh, he got that tea.
Oh, yeah. So you might want to keep your word. I know about it. You might want to keep your words light, Mr. President, because some of those investments into your campaign that got you the presidency that you have right now, the United States of Jeremy Hadley, some of those funds was brought in by the set.
Oh.
So,
Look,
what's about to happen?
News.
What's about to happen at Heat Wave, New Era, Jeremy Hadley? Keep those words light and keep them just sweet, man. Because what's going to happen is that all those wrongdoings that led you to your presidency, you're going to have to face all of them in one concentrated form of big, black, angry man by the name of the prize fighter, the enforcer of the set, Sam Knight. Ha ha!
Yo, I don't know about any of y'all, but I would not want to be on the receiving end of that right hand from the right hand of God, president or not. So, man.
A lot of things going on for the set, man. A lot of things going on for the set. Man, listen, even then, we still got to talk about what's going on. And it's coming up soon. And this is some big set information. And this is some big stepper information. Yeah. Because Sam's got a lot of moving parts going on that day, as a matter of fact. Because not only is he going to be running around with Paragon over there doing what we do best, and that's take over, just like we did at Emerge. We took it over. Can't nobody say we didn't. Right. So now we all going to do the same thing over at New Era. But earlier in that day, all right, my man Sam has got some other business to attend to.
Yeah,
he's got a party. He's got a party to go to.
Oh, I think I've heard about this party.
Yeah, it's going to be a big stepper situation. And the reason that it's a big stepper situation, because look, there's a whole story behind this here, all right? So, my man Sam we already know what happened in Vegas, with Freddie. Yeah. And we've already had a situation with my man Sam and Miles. I was there for it over a few months ago. They had a match.
At WTT, I remember this.
Yes. So they already had a match over there. And we never got a chance to see the conclusion of this match because some stupid clowns got involved. You know something about stupid clowns. You know something about stupid clowns.
I know about stupid clowns. And Con, I know where you're heading with this. But, I know where you're heading with this. I think you're talking about Ref Josh's Kickin' House party, right?
I am.
Where that will feature Impact legend Congo Kong.
Yep.
Eric Dillinger.
Ooh, Public Enemy.
Hopefully that dehydrated Don't Die Miles. You see what I did there?
Yeah, you dehydrated. Go drink some water yourself, fool.
Yeah.
Come on now. This boy.
And Sam Knight. You're talking about that house party, right? I think everything's going to be okay. We're going to get to see the conclusion of the Sam Knight and the dehydrated Don't Die Miles. We're going to be able to finally see the conclusion of that, which everybody knows, man. Look, right hand of God, just going to take out Don't Die Miles. Don't Die Miles might be dead.
Easy money.
Yeah, too easy. And look, I got you, Con, because I know you can't be there, right?
Yep. Got previous engagement.
Yes. But you, rest assured, my curating eyes, my eyes will be there. I got us. As long as you're cool with it, as long as you're cool with me watching out for Sam, I got it. I can handle this one.
Listen, I already know you got Sam's back. And I already know we breaking this news here that the curator is going to be managing the right hand of God, Sam Knight, over there at this Kickin' House party. And I know what you fools and suckers out there are thinking. Shouldn't Hollywood be jealous? Shouldn't Hollywood feel some sort of way about the curator managing his number one client, Sam? Well, let me tell you fools and you phonies and you fakes out there straight up that there ain't a jealous bone in the set's body, because that's a weak emotion. If anything, I'm proud of the curator to go out there and take this step, manage Sam, take care of business like only the set does, because we ain't no weirdos and fakes and phonies like y'all out there. This is family, and so it's all together. So I already know my man, the curator, is gonna go to Fort Wayne at this party and watch my man's back. You already know. So Don't Die Miles. You think your boy got thrown in the trunk in Vegas? What you think's gonna happen to you, man? You better not be all by yourself, because not only do I got Sam coming after you, I got the curator watching his back. And you already know that any chaos that he curates is going to be absolutely marvelous.
Oh, man. God, I love what you did there. And there was never any jealousy, any. This is the set. This is a family. This is what's good for the goose is good for the gander. What's good for one of us is good for all of us. Look, there's nothing here except for I just want to help the set. Always, number one. Definitely want to help when you can't be there. So, that's all this is. No worries.
Absolutely. We got this. Sam's going to hold it down. I got Bell out there. He's going to be watching his back. And guess what? It's going to be worried about dehydrated Miles. Yeah. So, listen, shooters don't die. Get ready because you got a fully cohesive set. And anytime you guys out there... Everything's fine. Everything is fine. If any of you, Miles, Fred, Rick, Old Man Freddy, Saturn, Cam, Saturn, and Jay, you too. If y'all want some of this smoke from the set, come get some. Come on and get some of this smoke. All right, shooters? Straight up. You saw what he was curating over there. He's curating some smoke. All right? That's exactly what it is. So it's going to be great. We're going to see that happen. We're going to see the debut tandem of Sam Knight and the Marvelous Mr. Bell, and it's going to be a movie.
It's art.
It's art.
It's going to be art. Yes.
Oh, man, it's going to be great. I'm going to be pulling up myself. Next week, I'll be over there at the Juneteenth event over in Muncie for DCCW's Keys to the City 2. I'm going to be over there causing some trouble because that's what the director does and celebrating Juneteenth, which is going to be a great festival. It was last year. It was great. It was a movie. So we're going to do that again. I'm going to see what I can get into. But also, hey, July is coming up quickly. All right? July's coming up quickly. And because July's coming up quickly, I got to talk about what's going down in Seversville, Tennessee, and that's Heroes and Legends. Another one, Jack. You already know. We've had so many Heroes and Legends. I think the last one we had was 16, so this one about to be 17. We got big Heroes and Legends. And, man, we got my man Sam. Listen, I'm going to be... I got to have my man with me. I got to have him whining and dining. We gonna be up in the cabin, taking care of some business up in the hot tub. This ain't no fake wrestling story. This is a shoot, brother. We're gonna be up in the hot tub, up in the cabin, up in the mountains, enjoying a great time because I already got it set up, because I already know what the vibe is, because Sam and Drew are about to headbang on the headbangers, get that little nostalgia out of here, and take the Heroes and Legends World Tag Team Champions. And guess what? That's going to be another championship added to the set. On top of the Hybrid Midwest Championship. On top of the Emerge Outbreak Championship. And the set is going to be sitting pretty, collecting gold. And hey, making movies. You already know them vibes, Jack.
There we go.
That's July 9th, Seversville. Check it out.
Con, I heard that the mouth, this man that calls himself the mouth of the what is it? What is he called? The mouth of the South. Something like that. Something like that. I heard he's gonna be at that event.
That guy.
Look. I'm just saying, if we need to go have a discussion, with him, just tell him who the mouth of the Midwest is, who the orator of influence is, who the director of Heroes and Legends.
Worldwide director. Come on.
Yes.
Worldwide. You the mouth. You call yourself the mouth of the South. I'm the mouth of the Midwest and the Los Angeles loudmouth simultaneously. I want that smoke with you, Jimmy Hart. I'm saying it right here, right now on the In Your House podcast. Jimmy Hart, I'm looking for you. and I'm coming for you in Seversville, Tennessee. See, we got a couple of different things. We making a couple of different movies in Tennessee. One of them is going to involve the Heroes and Legends World Tag Team Championships, and the other one involves this relic, Jimmy Hart. And he's going to acknowledge me as the new mouth of professional wrestling. I hope you're ready,
Yes.
Jimmy, because everything that we do, myself, all right, me, Sam, the Curator of Chaos, Vitamin P, Mickey Midas, the Golden Touch. Everything we do is for the set. All right, so it's going to be a movie. We got a whole lot of things moving around, man. And even some shows that's going down. Because, you know, even though we love to tell you guys what we got going on, we also got to talk about some shows that's going on because we got to show love to our local indie scene, man. What do we got going down this weekend, Bell?
Okay, so we also have this weekend. We have AACW action going on. Yeah, I know that's close to my heart. You can check out AACW. They're going to be presenting a last man standing match for Falls Count Anywhere for the Eternal Excellence Championship. Oh, this will be a match between Damian DeVille and Johnny Crisis. If you know any history of them, you know that these still waters run deep, and this is going to be a banger of a match. Plus, I happen to know a marvelous guy who was probably going to be there curating a little bit of enjoyment, just for those culturalist fiends of AACW, the fiends and fans of AACW wrestling. Look, that is this weekend, Saturday, July 11th, at the Carver Community Center in Kokomo, Indiana. The doors will open at 6:30. Bell time is at 7 o'clock. Let's see. And then we also have, I believe AWR is going on this weekend. Correct?
Asylum Wrestling Revolution, yes, with their prelude to Death 2. They got a lot of stuff kicking up. And if you're a fan of deathmatch wrestling, no ring wrestling, just something presented to you as more of a raw blood and guts type of fight, that's exactly what you're going to get with AWR. They're based out of Indianapolis, usually run out of the Emerson. And this show is probably going to be hard hitting like all their shows, Bell.
Oh yeah, if you just check out AWR on their socials, Facebook. If you just take a quick look at the matches that they've been going on, you can tell very quickly that hard hitting action. This is not for the faint of heart. This may not be for the kids, as they say.
That's true.
But
That's true.
No lies there. No lies there. AWR Wrestling Asylum Wrestling Revolution.
It's
Prelude to Death.
Yes.
It is looks like Prelude to Death, Saturday, June 11th. It's going to be at the Emerson Theater. That is 4630 East 10th Street, Indianapolis, Indiana. Yep. 46201. Be sure to check their socials and anything else for any links or any ticket information.
Absolutely, and they're going to have some good matches. They got some no-ring hardcore matches going on. That's going to see the Naptown Nightmare, Jawan Thomas, go up against the Golden Spotlight, Dex Royal, for the AWR New Blood Championship. And then also another no-ring hardcore match between the Awesome Odyssey and the Original Sins for the AWR Tag Team Championship. And GCW's own Hoodfoot is going to be in attendance, so no telling what he's going to do, but he says he has a build. He has a surprise for everybody there at AEW. So it's gonna be AWR. So it's gonna be interesting to see. And usually when they put on those events, like once again, it's hard hitting, and you're probably gonna see some color. So pretty much like Bell said, not for the faint of heart, maybe not for the kids, but definitely for you bloodthirsty fans. If you like that type of action, you're gonna love AWR.
Yeah. Can't wait for that one. For sure.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one, man. So, with that being said, man, let them know where they can find you at, bro. Let them know where they can go see where you're curating chaos at.
Yo, My name is the marvelous Mr. Bell. I am the curator of chaos, curator of conversations, curator of content, curator of like I'm the curator of all things great. Just look at me. It's obvious. Look, I'm at Curator Bell. You can find me at Curator Bell across all social medias. I made it super simple for you. You can find me right here at In Your House, curating content on the weekly. We are going to be having more and more and more and more and more content dropping, more and more different things. Lots of things coming through the work. So be sure to stay on In Your House, stay on In Your House Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram. Follow myself at Curator Bell across Facebook, Twitter, whatever, what have you. Be sure to stay right here. Check out the things that we have coming up here soon, coming to In Your House, because we are putting in such hard work. You guys will be seeing it here in the next couple weeks. Just the amount of content that we have coming out. Be sure to follow us, check us out for the shows that we'll be at. If you like, support indie wrestling, shout out to the Hoosier Wrestling Alliance out there. Shout out to all indie wrestling. Shout out to all the fans out there that have culture. Cultureless fans can kick rocks. But my name is Curator Bell. I love being a part of the household. You guys can ring my bell anytime.
Hey, absolutely. You already know we love to have the curator here as a part of the household and the co-host of the In Your House podcast. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and run down where you guys can find me. But before I do, I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to be putting it out. I already put it out last night, but I'm going to be putting out much again, like a couple times throughout the week, and I'm sure Bell will do the same. Pretty soon we're going to be having another one of our old household town hall meetings, a mailbag as it were. So we want to get you guys involved. We know that we're not doing the live right now, and we really hope that you guys are enjoying the show here on Facebook. Once again, we're on Facebook, still doing that, but also we're giving you guys that podcast work again on Apple and Spotify and everywhere else. So definitely check that out. But we want to get interactive with you guys. So we want to have you guys ask us questions. We want to do a segment or maybe even a full show dedicated to your questions that you might have for me and Bell here at In Your House. We've got a lot of awesome things and awesome guests lined up coming through in the future. But it all starts with getting interactive with you guys. So you guys can check me out at The Hollywood House on IG and at Hollywood House on Twitter and on Facebook. That's HOWSC. And of course, this podcast at In Your House. All the socials. That's Facebook, that's Twitter, that's IG, all of it. And of course, guys, you already know that it's HOWSC, and the W stands for work. So let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's all right. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. Hey guys, you already know the vibe. Go on over and rep the set. You see me over here. If you guys are watching the Facebook version repping the set, go get that shirt. That's www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Go on and get this work so you can get this shirt. And guys, I'm gonna tell you this till I can't tell you it no more. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone. Because the household, we still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.